I am fed up with Minecraft's server rules and reporting system. Too many times I've tried to report shady pay-to-win Minecraft servers that feature unregulated and non-EULA compliant gambling mechanics with hidden odds likely heavily rigged against the player, only for absolutely nothing to change, and these servers continuing to operate scot-free, earning tens of thousands of dollars monthly. The system is broken, and shady servers that should not be allowed to run do. So I decided, if you can't beat them, then join them. If Mojang won't do anything about it, why shouldn't I take advantage of the situation and create an extremely predatory pay-to-win Minecraft server centered entirely around shady gambling mechanics with a rank that costs $1,000 that deliberately breaks every single rule set in place by Mojang, even going as far as to deceive players into paying to be kicked from the server over and over, then report the server to Minecraft and Mojang myself. Will this spur Mojang into action finally, and will they ban my server? Or will my highly unethical and predatory server be able to run without any issue? Alright, there we go. Here's what I did. I set up a new game mode on my Minecraft server, og-network.net, with some special features intentionally designed to break Minecraft's guidelines in similar ways other servers such as Cosmic Sky, Minecadia, and more do, although I took it to a much greater extreme. If they didn't get blocked for doing so, surely I wouldn't. Right? The first rule I was going to break was related to gambling. So I found this casino build schematic online and pasted it straight into the world at the server's spawn. Alright, so I set up a cool roulette table here. This actually cost me a few dollars to buy the plugin. They right click, they get this cool, very non-EULA compliant GUI where they can pick a number, a color, green. They select, they put a amount they want to bet, let's say like 100. As per Minecraft's usage guidelines, which features all the rules around what you can do with Minecraft, specifically what you can and can't do with servers, they strictly prohibit any form of mature or unsafe content, such as gambling. However, when they say gambling, they only disallow things that look like gambling you would see in real life, or replicate real-life gambling mechanics. So a crate or loot box would be allowed, but a Minecraft casino or roulette table would not, as the latter replicate and looks like real gambling, but a loot box or crate which wouldn't be found in a casino does not. Alright, so here we go. It's rolling now, you can see the arrow, it's gonna go on one of them and that's the one that's gonna win. Oh no, wait, it actually might be green. No, never mind. 33. Boom, look at that. Thanks to this nifty plugin which I bought, editor TheMisterEpic from the future, well, present here, since I set up this server a few months ago, this plugin, by the way, has seemingly been taken down entirely. Even its GitHub has been deleted, likely because Mojang enforcement don't want it to exist due to it breaking the guidelines. It was that non-compliant. My server now had a very nicely made roulette table that essentially one-to-one recreated a roulette table you would see in a casino, which multiple people could place bets at the same time for maximum non-guidelines compliance. Oh, and one other thing, when I was going through the config for this plugin, I noticed they had some settings designed to combat game addiction, and this max bets per day was set to like 5 or something, but you know, we're not here to concern ourselves with game addiction, if that's even a real thing, so I just, you know, increased it a bit so that players won't have an issue placing as many bets as they want. They'll thank me later, trust me. A couple of non-compliant adjustments, and perfect, roulette table gambling is all done. Next, it wouldn't be a shady Minecraft server if we didn't have crates, so I quickly set up some of those. However, not all is as meets the eye. So first of all, I've set up this God crate here, which is a bit more deceptive than meets the eye. So here are the items you can win, and you might notice they look a bit odd. And I'm going to leave that up to TheMisterEpic in editing to tell you why these items are not as they seem. But first, have you ever wanted to learn to make your own Minecraft mods or plugins or even your own website, but were too confused and didn't know how to start? Well, this video sponsor, Boot.dev, might be just what you've been looking for then. So, since I run a Minecraft server, I've always been curious about learning to code, but I've always been too intimidated to try. Luckily, Boot.dev offers lessons for a variety of languages, including Python, JavaScript, C, and much more, all at varying difficulties from beginner to expert. I decided to start simple and learn Python. Now, another thing I was worried about was that I would get bored or overwhelmed, but as I gradually made my way through each of the lessons, each task I had to complete was not only interesting and unique, but also wasn't too much to handle at once. The way Boot.dev works is that you learn to code while doing what you actually do at a job, job building real projects, and in this case, while learning to use Python, I was creating a text-based fantasy game, which while simple, would still be a working, functioning project at the end. All the while, I was earning XP for completing lessons, leveling up, unlocking items and achievements. There was even a store where you could buy items to help you out in lessons, as well as leaderboards. It felt like an actual game or a Minecraft server. Go to Boot.dev using my link below or scan this QR code and try out the courses for free. Then use my code MrEpic to get 25% off your entire first year if you choose the annual plan. So, since we are trying to break Minecraft's guidelines, I thought I'd add a layer of deception to these crates. You see, they might look extremely pay to win, but these items are actually secretly extremely pay to lose. Each item has a special hidden attribute which I assigned to it that will activate when a player attempts to use said item. So, for example, the sword has a hidden attribute called Entity Interaction Range, which I set to 0, effectively making it so you can't interact with any entities or hit them at all. The pickaxe and shovel have similar but for blocks, meaning they simply can't mine or mine fast at all. The helmet, when equipped, removes players' gravity, shooting them into the air, which will lead to the server's anti-cheat kicking them repeatedly. This one will be very fun to watch later on, and there's a few more. My favorite is the one where holding a bow makes you gigantic, thus getting stuck in blocks and builds. Basically, while this entire crate looks pay to win, it's actually all secretly pay to lose. The players don't know these items have these attributes from the crate preview window though. I've deliberately hidden them, which is not compliant with Minecraft guidelines, as the guidelines require you to accurately list all items that could be won and their odds. My crates hide important attributes of the items that essentially make them useless, intentionally deceiving players. But anyways, here's what it looks like when you open it. This cool dopamine dripping. Look at this amazing dopamine dripping effect. Boom, one god helmet one. Fan-frickin-tastic. This wealth crate has a variety of goods. I'll explain some of the significance of a few of these in a second, but you know, pretty stock standard. Another cool particle effect to get the players hooked on gambling. Beautiful, 64 iron blocks. As I'm sure you guys all know, servers always have a bunch of ultra rare, expensive collectible stuff. I threw this in here as like a rare sort of items that you can get and collect, you know, unobtainable type crap. There we go. That is the dopamine-inducing effect we love to see. I added a few other crates for fun, but also because these crates were going to be part of the unique gambling-centric economy I designed for the server. By the way, my server's proper survival game mode, known as the RPG SMP, is 100% guidelines compliant and has no pay-to-win gambling whatsoever. Our crates don't have any RNG and you get to pick an item just like a store. The server also has a variety of other cool properly set up mechanics like custom classes, RPG-style dungeons, and special vanilla plus enchantments called runes. Come check it out, both Java and Bedrock can join. Oh, and be sure to subscribe. I'm taking a bit of a risk making this illegal Minecraft server, no pressure of course. Here's the next thing I've set up, and this is how the whole little gambling server economy is going to work. Essentially, there are 3 unobtainable items that players will sell to get money. So the first is a prismarine shard. Players will be able to get a kit paycheck every 10 minutes, and which they can then sell for $1,000, and that's their pay, you know? They go to their long 9 to 5, they get paid, and then they dump their money into the casino and convert it into chips like so. The $20 rank I've added gets a dragon egg, which sells for a cool $1 million, you know, just a small loan. Damn, you know, that meme's so old now, I don't even know if any of you guys are going to get it. And then I got the ultra expensive $1,000 high roller rank, which gets a nether star that sells for like, what is that, 9.9 billion? I don't know how much that is, I just put as many 9s as essentials would let me put. These 3 items were essentially the items players would deposit into the casino like a real world money in order to get casino chips they could bet with, which was just represented by money on the server, as after all, they do need something to gamble with. And to add a level of additional non-compliance to this, I created 2 ranks players can pay for. The first rank was a $20 rank called Rich, which allowed players access to Kit Rich, giving them a dragon egg they could sell for $1 million every hour. And the second rank was a $999 rank called High Roller that allowed players access to Kit High Roller, giving them a nether star they could sell for $9.999 billion every hour. Obscenely pay to win, as players can straight up spend real money for in-game money that they can then gamble, and is also non-guidelines compliant. You see, there's a tricky little rule in the Minecraft guidelines that says you are allowed to sell entitlements that affect gameplay on your server, provided they don't ruin other players' experience or give a competitive advantage in the game. Many people misinterpret this to mean that pay to win is not allowed on servers at all, but the keyword here is competitive. Mojang only really considers a server competitive if it has leaderboards, and rank perks on a server that give a competitive advantage are only perks that directly affect said player's standing on leaderboards. So for example, one common leaderboard on a server is the bow or balance top, displaying the richest players, where if you have a rank that has a perk that directly gives you more money and thus directly influences your standing on this balance top leaderboard, as I have with these rank kits, that is not guidelines compliant. Confusing, I know, but trust me, that's how it works. Now over here is what I really like. These are the slots I've set up. So we got 12 slots here, and the way these work is pretty cool. So you right click them, you can see I got the rewards here, and if we'll just roll one real quick. Look at that, it even rolls like a slot, and the way to win is to get 3 of the same. But unfortunately for the players, if you go into the actual slot editor here and find the items, I've made the rare items like the Nether Star and the Dragon Egg quite unlikely to win, unfortunately. And one of the things I really like here is that this plugin has given me the ability to actually hide these odds from the public, making it even more non-EULA compliant. And in the spirit of Cosmic PvP, who also have a non-compliant slot machine, I've decided to use a crystal as the actual slot. So very cool. We've got 12 of those set up. And then over here, I've got a slightly different version of the slot, which I called the roll. And the way these work are more like a traditional crate, so we can roll one here. And yeah, most of the time the player's just going to win either the coarse dirt or the gravel. And what's cool is I've also hidden the odds again, so another layer of non-EULA compliance. And the thing with this plugin, which I really like, yep, there we sort of go. Despite how rare like the dragon eggs and even some of these prismarine shards are, they show up a lot in the actual roll, given that near miss effect that keeps people coming back and wanting more, you know? One of the main non-compliant features I reported servers such as Cosmic Sky 4 was their Minecraft equivalent of a straight-up slot machine that not only looks and functions like a real-world slot machine, extremely harmful and non-compliant, but also has an additional level of non-compliance as the odds for winning goods from this slot machine are not listed. So I decided to add basically the same to my server, although it's a much more dumbed down and simpler version since it would take too long to get a full custom plugin made. It gets the non-compliant job done at the end of the day, and that's all that really matters. Just a few small things. This room was looking pretty empty, so I just added some design. I added like another money exchange here where players can convert their paychecks into tokens. Added a auction house. Yeah, just simple stuff. Added coin flip, you know, so players can gamble against one another if they dare. And then I added the ranks. So Mr. Trump here is selling our ranks. If they right click, they can go to the web store. There's this cool plugin that lets you convert images to item frames. So yeah, I'm just going to put a few of these motivational posters around the casino to keep the player base happy and, you know, keep them gambling. And you know what? This has actually given me a bit of a funny idea. Hang on a second. When I was doing up this room, I noticed that the top parts here were kind of empty. That's why I added like a little ceiling. But I came up with an even funnier idea. A little bit of an art piece for the players to see when they walk into the casino, you know, just to keep them motivated. And I was going to do another one or two, but this actually took me like half an hour to do because this was 103 small maps. I can't be asked doing another two. Some final touches, just some NPCs to, you know, really sell the casino vibe. I did like a little red carpet. I even added a command that lets people /sit. There we go. So they can sit at the roulette table and place bets and just chill here. Yeah, you know, hopefully my casino ends up being a nice hit. The server was now basically done. I set up the web store with some fitting images, and all I had left to do was to sort out some basic backend stuff to make sure the server and permissions were all in order. It was now time to open the server to the players to see what they thought. I announced in my server's Discord that there would be a special temporary experimental game mode event, and sure enough, when the day came, over 50 players were ready to join my casino, server. Wow, people really love the slots though, look at that. Not a phone inside, just people living in the moment right here. Oh, someone getting their first dragon eggs. Yeah, look, someone's already at 1 mil. Congrats to him. Oh, 2 million. Maybe I made it a bit too easy to get the dragon eggs. Very quickly, people began gambling away, and you could see hundreds of messages of just people gambling over and over in the chat. Not realistic enough of a gambling simulator at divorce, alcoholism, and homelessness. Oof, 47 billion in the economy already. Here we go. Gigantic spin here. I don't even know what that number is, but it's huge. Ooh, unlucky. Looks like a lot of people lost there. The roulette table quickly became the main attraction, as 24 or more players gathered around it, dopamine dripping from their fingers onto their keyboards, ready to risk it all.
Glorious stuff. Absolutely glorious. Oh, some people actually got the rich rank, the $20 one. That's pretty funny. Wow, I don't even know how this guy got diamond armor. I can already feel the gambling addiction setting in. Oh, these guys are actually playing survival. There's so many bids that went over the integer limit, went to the negatives. Ooh, a lot of wins there. People getting very rich.
Now, while some players were smart enough to invest in the $20 rich rank, despite it being super easy to get money, meaning the rank's only value was the cosmetic tag, not many were willing to get the crate keys and thus my secret deceptive items, so I decided to give out stacks of them for free.
3 crate keys fold. Here we go, now they're gonna do the crates. Yeah. The guy just got destroyed. Here we go, hang on. Oh, there he goes. someone. Oh, they figured out the strats. They're not putting the helmet on, they're staying under the cover. There we go, the whole server. The spam opening begins. Oh my god, that chat is going so quick. I've never seen a chat go this quick. There's like a couple people up there. Oh, there's another one. There's more. Oh, and another one. One by one. Oh, and someone came crashing down. Oh, this is too funny. At least 20 people just got kicked from the server. Oh, here they come. They're coming back down.
Giving out free crate keys to the server was hilarious, as soon enough, over half of the players were deceived by the god items I created, and were promptly sent into orbit, where the server's anti-cheat would kick them from the server over and over, until they figured out the helmet was causing it and took it off.
Oh, someone got the bow. The bow's pretty rare. People don't know just how dangerous this gear is. They're trying to use the swords and they can't no one can hit each other. I guess the axes work. Although the axes say the half a heart, so it doesn't really work that well. Oh, they figured out how to do it. I think they figured out how to use it using attribute swapping. Never mind. Punish using attribute swapping. Yeah, this is turning out to be a very interesting casino. I don't think you see many people do this at a casino every day. We got like Attack on Titan here. We got like someone's base. You got people falling out the sky. We got people getting killed everywhere. Oh, there's a third now. I'm gonna turn off the anti-cheat alerts. There we go. Some peace and quiet in the chat. There's people going up and down. Why are there so many people in the sky? Oh, they survived. We got a little video here. Let's see what happens. For some people, I don't think they're even able to get back in the server. Let's see what happens. They join the server. They're instantly in the sky. And then they get kicked straight back. That's so funny. Man, people love crates the most though. Oh my god, look at all the items. People, it's time to grief. Who's lava casting? What is this guy doing? What is this skin? Uh oh, he's in trouble. He's in trouble. Oh, he's making a run for it. The axe put him to half a heart, so he took full damage and died. Use the helmet to quickly switch and go high, and then use the ability from the mace to one-shot? Oh, he missed though. But pretty smart thinking. Look at these gamblers, opening up crates and throwing out the crap they don't want straight away.
Alright, we're booting up the slots again.
Oh, he's rolling all the slots, look at this. Advanced level gambling. I didn't even know they could do this. He's rolled every single slot in the span of 30 seconds.
After about 2 hours, some players figured out the most efficient methods of gambling, where they could actually roll multiple slot machines at once, while also opening crates, something I didn't even know you could do.
I've got axe. This is a fucking scam, mate.
I decided to take my leave at this point. The experiment was now mostly complete. I wrote up a brief but concise report of the server outlining all its guidelines breaking mechanics that I intentionally set up, and sent it off to Mojang. About a day later, I came back to check on the server.
What? Oh my god, the lava cast. It got into the casino. These guys are still gambling. Unfazed by the happenings around them. Lava cast is bigger than the actual casino.
Some players had taken advantage of the fact that I lazily set up World Guard and used an exploit to lava cast the protected area of my casino. And they were very dedicated, as I would see when I logged in yet another day later.
What on God's green earth has happened here? There's one guy still gambling. He's just in the corner here, still gambling. Oh, he's the richest player on the server too. He's the only player left. He's just been grinding the slots over and over. What has happened to this casino though? You can't get in, nor can you get out. Oh my god. It's been completely nuked. The roulette table's just gone, basically. You can't even play. Look at the NPC. And yet there's one guy in here, still gambling away. He's grinded all the way to ball top 1. Well, you know what? I think this is a very fitting end to the casino here. The players have clearly revolted. They've said we don't want any gambling. And they've made the casino inaccessible. Well, I mean, the whole server's just inaccessible at this point.
After about 2 weeks, nobody was left playing though, besides this one dedicated player who is still mindlessly gambling to this very day.
Oh my god, 2 weeks later and he's still going.
Opening the server to the players was only really done so I could get some footage for this video. Most of the server was not set up properly outside of my joke casino here. The world border was literally like 200 blocks, and there was no way to actually do anything with money besides gamble it. Obviously, this server would never make real money, as the shady ones do, because I never intended it to and never set it up properly. I kept players in the dark about the server's true intention, as I wanted to ensure that I controlled as many variables as possible, and that I would be the only one reporting the server, to prevent others from tampering with my experiment accidentally. It was pretty obvious it was a joke server though. Most figured out the gist of it just after playing it for a bit. All I really needed to do to see if Mojang would take action against a blatantly guidelines breaking server was to make the server look real and have working mechanics that broke the guidelines. It didn't have to actually function as a real server. So a few hours after opening the server and messing around with the players, I wrote up a detailed report listing all the reasons why my server was not compliant and submitted it through Mojang's official server report form using an alternate name and email. All I had to do now was wait. Would Mojang enforcement actually take action against such a blatantly non-guidelines compliant server, or would I get off completely scot-free? Well, surprise surprise, nothing has happened. It has now been about 2.5 months since my experimental guidelines breaking game mode ran, and thus 2.5 months since I reported my own server. We have not received any emails from Mojang enforcement, and the game mode has remained up and playable the entire time in all of its non-compliant glory. And here's the thing. Let's assume that right after this video is released, Mojang enforcement does end up contacting us about the server, or they would have gotten to it eventually. As I went through in my last video, this response time simply isn't fast enough to act as a deterrent for bad actors. If this were an actual shady non-compliant server with harmful mechanics set up properly, this server could have made 5 figures in this 2-month period where Mojang did not act whatsoever. This server would not care about Mojang enforcement reaching out to them now, as they've already made their money. And even if they did remove their non-compliant mechanics, they can just find other harmful loopholes and exploit them to make more money for months before Mojang will respond again. I can understand needing a few days or even 2 to 3 weeks to act on a report and block a server, but over 2 months with not even an email yet is simply not fast enough of a response time to deter server owners from implementing such harmful mechanics. And that's basically it. I think this experiment and its results can speak for itself. Watch this video here if you want a more informative video on my grievances with Minecraft server reporting system. Be sure to check out my Minecraft server's actual game modes like our RPG survival server, which is 100% guidelines compliant and even features absolutely zero gambling. IP is below, be sure to subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching.